Hey guys, as you may know by now, Sony has recently been hacked, and only yesterday a bunch of emails got leaked online basically saying about all the future plans for the Spider-Man movie franchise. In this video today, I'm going to be talking to you about all the details revealed from all these emails all together. I know that a lot of people have been doing videos about them, but they're doing each topic separately, so I thought I'd do all of them combined into this one. And at the end, I'll quickly just give you my thoughts on what they should do if I like the ideas. But for now, here are all the details on the Spider-Man franchise. First up, Sony's apparently creating a Spider-Man cartoon comedy movie. It is a feature film, it won't be a straight-to-DVD type of movie, it will be in the theaters. It will be a cartoon, like I said, and it will be written and directed by the two guys that did 21 and 22 Jump Street and the Lego movie. So it sounds pretty cool. Random, sort of. I wouldn't expect Sony to do something like this. I'm not complaining though, it does sound pretty fun and I'm looking forward to it though. The second thing is that recently Sony did actually try to get Sam Raimi to come back and direct a new Spider-Man series. Now we don't know exactly if they meant to direct the Amazing Spider-Man series before they got Mark Webb to do it, or if they meant now because they're thinking of cancelling the current Amazing Spider-Man movie series and creating a new one, and they'll possibly going to get Sam Raimi to direct that one instead. We're not too sure about that, but it hasn't really been denied, or no one's come out and said, yeah, it's been that was the plan, or Sam Raimi hasn't said anything either, but it's a bit too soon to really expect people to do that anyway. The third one is probably the most interesting one, if I'm going to be honest. It does actually involve Marvel. So as you know, about a month or two ago, there were a bunch of rumors about Sony talking to Marvel, discussing if they want to share Spider-Man and movie rights and all that type of junk. But now, we've found out that on the 30th of October, I forgot the names of the people, but this guy emailed another girl or something from Sony or Marvel, something like that. But they were talking about a possible scenario where Marvel will produce a new Spider-Man movie trilogy. Meanwhile, and I quote, Sony will retain the creative control, the distribution, and the marketing. Now, sounds interesting. I don't know if that's really a good idea, but it is in certain aspects and not really in some aspects. But I'll get back to that pretty soon. And then the fourth piece of news, which is the last one, which is pretty exciting, and this is out of all the news I'm telling you now, this is the only one that's definitely happening. In January next year, Sony will be holding a summit to discuss the future of the Spider-Man movie franchise. So, in January, we should hopefully get some news, and if not in January, we'll probably get it in February. So now back to all the topics I've just recently mentioned, and I'll go back into further detail about them. So, the Spider-Man cartoon comedy. It sounds interesting. I'm not sure if it's exactly what Sony's been looking for, but I guess it's okay as just a one-off feature film. Unless it's really successful, then I guess I'll make a sequel. But if it's like a Lego movie in any way, it's a fun movie, it might be very popular. I don't think it'll be as popular as Lego movie, but just considering that Spider-Man's the most marketable character, toy-wise, and the Ultimate Spider-Man series, I think it's ending pretty soonish. I think the third season's nearly over, and I don't think they're going to renew it after that. But I know it's been very popular with kids, and especially with toys as well. The toys have been very popular. So I think it's a good idea to get money, but it's a good idea for fans just to have some fun, I guess. So it doesn't sound too, wow, what a great idea, but it's not a horrible idea. It will just be a fun movie, I guess. Now, Sam Raimi, I think I'm glad that he may not be directing any more Spider-Man movies. I know that sounds really mean, but I thoroughly like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy. Even the third one. I know that's obviously the worst Spider-Man movie, but I still sort of enjoy it for the most part. But I think that Sam Raimi is done directing Spider-Man. I think, like he already has, he should just move on and do other projects. I don't think we need Sam Raimi back. As much as I liked his movies, I want a new take, like Mark Webb. I just want something new with the Spider-Man character. I don't really want to get a rehash of all the old stuff we've gotten already, and I think that's probably better. But if Sony will be the guys making the future Spider-Man movie series after the Amazing Spider-Man franchise instead of Marvel, then Sam Raimi definitely won't come back, because he does not like Sony anymore after what they did with Spider-Man 3 and 4. So that's basically all I have to say about that. With the Marvel trilogy, like I said, this is the most interesting one, and I don't know, it's sort of confusing, but I'm going to blame Sony and specifically Avi Arad for all the disagreement about it. So just to rehash what I said about this before, there was talks about possible scenario where Marvel Studios, who are obviously the guys that do the Marvel Cinematic Universe and Iron Man, Captain America and the Avengers and all that, they were going to make a Spider-Man trilogy, a new Spider-Man movie trilogy. But Sony will still have creative control, distribution and marketing. Sony can definitely do that, that's really easy. Marketing, I think they went a bit too over the top with The Amazing Spider-Man 2. They revealed most of the movie in the trailers, basically. Creative control, I don't know if they're going to have all the creative control. I think they can just help Marvel with the ideas. Marvel will be doing most of the work, and distribution, yeah, Sony can easily do that. But here are the interesting details about this part. Apparently, Marvel would pay for 60% of the money to create the movie, and Sony will pay for the rest of the money, so 40%. So Marvel 60%, Sony 40%. And then, with all the profit they get from the movie, Sony was going to take most of the profit. That was part of the deal. Marvel was happy to give Sony most of the profit from the movies. And Marvel would barely get anything. That's a great deal for Sony. Yes, they are starting to struggle financially for the whole company in general. The movies, they're not making as many now. They're not doing well with Spider-Man, obviously, even though there are fans that like it, like me. But the majority of the people didn't like that movie. And we did the worst out of all the Spider-Man movies to date. So this was, like I said, a great deal for Sony to get a lot of money, then have to pay for most of it. Marvel definitely made a good movie because Marvel's great at making these type of movies, obviously. But instead, Sony said no, they don't want to do that. They had a great deal and they just blew it and said no, don't want to do it. And I think it was probably Avi Arad and maybe a few more people, but you know how there's always those people that have to interfere with the Spider-Man movies, like Spider-Man 3 and Amazing Spider-Man 2, like, this is like people didn't like it much because Sony kept on interfering. I think it's probably the same people that interfered with this deal. If not, I don't know why people at Sony don't want to do it. It's a great opportunity. Like, I really like the Amazing Spider-Man franchise. I know there are people out there that do. I think it should continue. I think they should just let it finish. And then after maybe Spider-Man 3, after Sinister 6 and Venom or something like that, stop it, give the rights back to Marvel, or do this plan with the new Marvel Spider-Man trilogy. It would have been a great idea, but instead Sony had this great chance. That's all I really want to say. They had a great chance to do something which, like I said, is a great idea like this, but they just decided to not do it, and that's a pretty bad idea. And now to the fourth one, with the Spider-Man Summit being held by Sony in January. I'm looking forward to January, I guess. Because it's been a while since we've gotten some official news from Sony. I think the last piece of official news was back when they announced the Sinister 6 and Venom spin-offs and the rumours about the female-driven one. We haven't got much since then. We got Andrew Garfield talking about what fans thought about Amazing Spider-Man 2. Like, we got like small rumours and small little things that cast have said, but nothing official for months now. It's been like 6 to 7 months. And it's sort of irritating now. I just want some official news, so hopefully in January we'll get something. Now, I think that they should continue the Amazing Spider-Man movie franchise. I know a lot of you will disagree, and that's fine. I know a lot of people didn't like those movies, but I do. So I think that they should just continue it. Or if they're going to do anything, I think they should cancel the Sinister 6 and just make the Amazing Spider-Man 3. And just finish the series properly, just like that. It's another trilogy, it's a finished series. Obviously, it wasn't received by fans very well, but as long as they give it a proper finish, I guess, that's all I'm really asking for. And then go ahead, make a new series, fair enough. But I don't really know what's going to happen. There hasn't been any confirmation about any of this news so far, except for the Summit, basically. The Summit wasn't one of those rumours or anything that got cancelled. That's the only thing that seems to be official at the moment, and that is definitely still happening in the future. If you want more info regarding this topic, you can check out 7 Webheads' channel. I'll put a link in the description below. But that is all I have to say about this topic for now. As soon as there is more info, I'll definitely let you know. And please don't forget to subscribe for more videos just like this one. I'm trying to reach 100 subscribers by the end of the year. I really appreciate it if you subscribe to help me reach that goal. But as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.